Hey everyone, we're finally back for a second part of our South Korea trip. We want to take you along on this ride where we will show you what you can do with kids as well as the whole family in Jamsil, one of the most family-friendly places in Seoul. As I said, we got a hotel in the neighborhood of Gangnam, which is in the south part of Seoul. Our main reason for staying in this area was the location. In our first week in South Korea, we wanted to be just like all tourists, sightsee and enjoy the food. But most of all, visit all the places which Jessica was missing for the last 9 years. Because, as we told you before, she lived in South Korea for 8 years before she eventually decided to move to the Netherlands to study and meet her knight in shining armor. The place we stayed at was the Best Western Premier Hotel in Gangnam. Even though the room looked a bit dated, it was very clean.
Hey! Today we're going to Lotte World. Matthew, Owen, you ready to go? You ready to go? Owen sitting there. Kids slept well and Jessica as well. I woke up at 6.
So early?
Yeah. She's a sleepyhead. She doesn't have any jet lag anymore. I'm getting old.
Yes, you are old.
Matthew is also getting old. He woke up a lot earlier than Owen.
They slept more than you.
That's true. Let's go!
When we chose the location of the hotel, we didn't expect it to be hilly, but fortunately it was still pretty close to the subway. Fortunately, all the subways have elevators, so it's accessible with strollers. You just sometimes have to find them where they are. For the public transport, we used the climate card. It's a card where you pay a certain amount for 1 to 7 days and you can make an unlimited use of almost all public transport in Seoul. If you're interested in this card, go to the link above and you'll find more information. You might wonder, who are the two other people in the video that are walking with the twins? They are actually Jessica's parents. They missed Korea so much, so when we knew we would go to Seoul, Jessica right away got them some tickets from Indonesia, so they could spend more time with us and Matthew and Owen. Even though public transport is pretty cheap compared to other cities, we do not want to waste too much time using the public transport every day. So staying in the Gangnam area was perfect for the first week of this vacation. And as you can see, we just have to travel from Onju to Jamsil, which is only 6 stops away. The subway wasn't very crowded, so we were able to even walk in the metro itself, making the twins fall asleep. I guess the twins had a bit more jet lag than expected. As you might notice, the subway system is massive. Sometimes we just had to figure out where to go. As I said before, finding the elevator in the subway can sometimes be hard and sometimes difficult to figure out where to get off, but after a while you'll get the hang of it. We will, however, make a separate video that will be a bit more focused on the subway and the stroller friendliness of Seoul. We eventually found our connection and we were ready to do some exploring in Jamsil. But let's first get out of the subway through the crowds. Quite some people say that South Koreans are so busy that they can't wait for others. Just like what just happened when I tried to exit the subway. So many things have changed compared to 6 years ago.
So if we go here to the right, I think it was Lotte World. But we're going to the left, right? Like here is going to Lotte World, and we're going to the mall.
I'm so excited.
Lotte World Mall.
This woman was so nice, holding the door for us. I've heard people saying that they don't really like to go with babies to Seoul, but we really haven't had that experience or a bad experience. In a way, it kind of feels like any other big city in the world. When you enter the Lotte World Mall, you will quite easily find the entrance to one of the biggest attractions in Jamsil, the Lotte World Tower. It's the 6th tallest building in the world. At the time when we went there, the price for going all the way up the tower was 31,000 Korean won. But because we were already planning to go to the Busan Haeundae LCT Tower, we skipped this one for now. While exploring the mall, we came across this interesting cafe. The kids would have loved it, but unfortunately for Matthew and Owen, they were sleeping. But maybe in a few years when we come back, we might check out the real Lotte World Aquarium as well. The mall also had a Lotte Mart and a Muji. Jess was really into it because she wanted to find stuff that would really fit in our new apartment. Jessica, however, felt her tummy rumbling, and that meant that we had to get some lunch. On the 6th floor of the mall there are so many restaurants. You can choose whatever you like to eat. Actually, everything looked so appetizing. Jessica wanted to go to one of her favorite restaurants. This place is known for its bossam, which is a traditional Korean dish made from thinly sliced pork belly that is slowly cooked in a flavored broth. Ordering here was pretty easy. Just pick one of the dishes or get a set menu. For me it was the size up set menu, where you even get more bossam. So difficult, it all looked so delicious.
And I have to choose one of these. And this is a noodle versions and this is yukjeon bibimbap. Thinking of this one, or maybe this one, I don't know. And take this one. The kids will take this one. I think only one is enough.
Our food came so fast, I think it took them less than 2 minutes.
This is perilla oil noodles. And this is tim pork with the sauce for the noodles.
The noodles for the kids and the dumplings also looked pretty interesting, but let's talk about that later. The size up version looked like it would be way too much, but it looked so delicious.
This is a lot. This is like pork rice bibimbap. This is a steamed pork. Some kimchi tea, some bean sprouts, I guess, and I guess a salad.
I think like potato.
Enjoy.
Let's just see how Jess enjoys her food.
I miss the bosa. Signature dish from here.
The twins were really difficult. We even had to hide the food in the bread that we took from Amsterdam. And eventually we just gave them some bread.
They prefer eat bread.
After finally finishing our lunch, we had to go to the baby lounge. It was huge. I never seen so many facilities for babies in Europe. But here there were big rooms for changing, breastfeeding, and there was even a room where you could feed the kids some solid food. But for us it was time to go outside to walk around and burn all the calories we gained during the lunch. And of course make some nice photos of the Lotte World Tower. They were even making a Christmas market that would open around the end of November. We decided to walk around the lake to enjoy the good weather and scenery. The twins loved being able to just walk around instead of sitting in the strollers the whole time.
So, we're just walking here.
Many people use this park to exercise, just walk around, or go on a date because the view here is very pretty in all seasons. In spring you have so many cherry blossoms. In the summer you can just walk around and enjoy the park with all the summer flowers. In the fall you have the nice autumn colors, and in the winter with snow it's also really beautiful. Another advantage of just taking a stroll was that they could look at all the birds and fish around them, and it was free. Our walk around the lake eventually led us to a beautiful view of Lotte World Magic Island, the outdoor part of the Lotte World theme park. It's a great place to visit with a bit older kids, or even when you're going on a date, to reenact those old Korean drama scenes from, for instance, Stairways to Heaven.
I think we're going home after this. This is Lotte World here. I've been there once with my ex.
This monorail is actually connecting the outdoor area of Lotte World with the indoor part. But keep in mind, if it's bad weather, it doesn't work and you just have to walk towards the indoor part yourself. But for us it was time to move on and explore the area a bit more and do some shopping. Fun fact, this green line is specifically made for all the people that love to look at their phones. So they know when it's their turn to cross the street. In some way very efficient. You don't have to move your neck anymore to check the traffic light. And there's also a Kidsania. We didn't go there because the kids were still too young and we didn't have that much time. There was even a Toys R Us in the Lotte Mart. Great for kids, but also for me. I recently got back into some anime called Gundam. And they even had a whole section dedicated to the models of this anime. And Lotte World Mall wouldn't be complete without Lotte Mart, the hypermart of Lotte. The main attraction for Jessica, however, was the supermarket itself. So many things to buy. From seafood, vegetables, meat, you name it. Nowadays they have a lot more refrigerated products compared to 7 years ago. I guess ready-to-eat food is becoming more popular, which is actually good for us tourists if you are staying in a place with a kitchen. But the most important for us were the baby products. Stuff that we could buy in case the twins didn't want to eat. And of course they had a Lotte Heimat where you can get all kinds of electronics. Since we're here in the area of Lotte World, we should also check out the many characters of the theme park as well as the indoor theme park itself. We however didn't go to the park, but we went to the ice rink that is 2 floors below Lotte World. It is a great place to learn to ice skate or impress your date with your ice skating skills. I remember coming here and saw that kids were taught short track. I hope Matthew and Owen won't have to learn to skate in such an indoor place, but are able to learn it like I did, just outside in the winter on the frozen canals or even lakes in the Netherlands. And if you're a bit hungry or want to feed your kids without going to a restaurant, you can always go to a food court, where you can buy some cheap food or even eat your own self-brought meals. Of course, when you get to Asia, you always have to get some bubble tea. There are actually so many stores in the Lotte department store, even in the basement. And let's not forget the Lotte Trevi fountain. Whenever you go to a Lotte mall, you will always find a fountain like this, which is a great meeting point. And we went back to the Lotte World Mall, because we had an appointment there. And if you have time, I would suggest you to go to this bookstore on the 4th floor in the Lotte World Mall. You can get a fantastic view of the lake and its surroundings. And if you go in the fall, you can see those beautiful autumn colors of the trees. For dinner time, we had plans to meet Jessica's friends. While we were waiting, we were able to explore the mall a bit more and noticed that there are so many things to keep the kids busy. The 4th floor of the mall is specially made for kids, where you had the baby lounge but also many kids stores, as well as playgrounds and companies that give special workshops for kids. This shop was even selling special baby food. And eventually we gave M&O a healthy treat, yogurt. Dinner was a traditional Korean restaurant with all kinds of lovely side dishes. Of course, only going to a restaurant with friends that you only meet once in 5 years isn't enough. Going to one of the many cafes in the mall was the next stop. Matthew and Owen were nice and quiet and were able to play around by themselves while we were catching up with old friends, or actually Jessica. Getting pepero from one of the uncles also helped the twins feel at ease with these new people. They really warmed up to them. But of course, in the end we had to say goodbye to get ready for all the other things that we wanted to do in Seoul, like going to Jessica's favorite spots and neighborhood where she lived. Hope to see you again in the next part. Bye bye.